Hey y'all, it is Whitney. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am showing you guys my last day of the road trip. So sad. And if you are confused, yes, it's the future. It's about 4 months post Southern road trip. I'm in Texas. I'm working. I have a job. Everything worked out. I'm super happy, and I'm so glad I took the time to do the road trip and, travel throughout the South. As you saw, we had a bunch of amazing food. I got to see a lot of cities I've either been to or haven't been to, and was able to explore it, and had so much fun. And I'm so happy I got to take y'all along for the ride. I just hope you guys have learned a lot. I hope you guys are able to eat at some of the places. I would love to hear your ratings. But again, thank you so much for coming along on this journey. I can't wait to show you even more things that I've done since then. And also just, I can't wait to show you Dallas's barbecue. You'll see a little bit at the end, but I hope to do some full-on reviews because I stay eating at some of those places. I firmly believe that Texas has the best barbecue. You can fight me in the comments if you want to, but we do. But anyways, enjoy the rest of the video, and hit me up if you need some recs, because I'm always down to try new barbecue spots anywhere in the US. aka sponsor me to review your restaurant. Sweet tea check. It's sweet and it's tea. Naaman's barbecue was a perfect introduction back into Texas. Our service was great because our server was really bubbly and helped us narrow down what we wanted, and we got a pretty decent plate. Our meat was well smoked, though the seasoning and smoke flavor was noticeably lacking. Every bite of the ribs, though, was the perfect texture, which, woohoo, great for me because I love me some ribs. The pork was also respectable. We definitely finished that, but the brisket was lacking, which is so sad because this is pretty much Texas and we're known for our brisket. The remaining of the meal was enjoyable. We had creamy corn and fried okra, which were perfect sides, honestly. Shout out to the server for recommending that creamy corn. But overall, it was pretty decent meal. I remember it more because of the server. The meat kind of is flowing out of my mind at the moment, but not every meal is going to blow your socks off, and that's okay. Our server was great and our food was decent. What more can you ask for?
I remember that summer, golden and bright, you by my side in the Tennessee twilight. Your laugh like a melody, pure and true. Ever since then, darling, I've only wanted you.
Oh, wow. Keep walking.
Gas station barbecue. Gonna give a full review because I got tea and sides.
Beaver chips as your sides.
That's the side they offered. They offered beaver chips and apple pie, and I don't think apple pie is a side. That's a dessert.
Okay.
You know? So the side they offer is chips. At the barbecue bar at Buc-ee's.
All right, well, stay tuned for the review, y'all. All right, y'all. I did not get Elias's Buc-ee's review, but I'm going to read it to y'all. So just bear with me. So he says, this is a gas station. Teenagers sliced meat for pre-made sandwiches parked under a hot lamp. The chopped brisket was smothered in mediocre sauce and chewy, and the turkey was tender but flavorless, and the sausage amounts to a war crime. The tea is good, and the bathrooms weren't anything revelatory. So there you have it, Buc-ee's. I'm pretty sure this is going to fall last on the list, but you got to keep in mind this is a gas station, and this might itch a scratch if you're just looking for anything and you're desperate for barbecue. All right, folks, this is the moment we've all been waiting for, the final barbecue rankings. I am just so happy that you guys have made it this far and have watched our journey through the South. We ate at some incredible barbecue places, and I can't wait to review this little chart with y'all. So in number 1 is Henry's Smokehouse. Wow. I think this is fair. Their meat was really good in my opinion, and the sides held its own. I think it's very important to think about the sides when you go to a barbecue restaurant because you want a whole experience. You can't just have good meat at a barbecue restaurant and, expect people to come. You have to be the whole package. And I firmly believe that Henry's Smokehouse was that. Next is Midwood Smokehouse. This was a surprise. We weren't even supposed to go to this barbecue spot, but the other spot we were going to was closed. So this goes to show you that sometimes you kind of just have to go with it. You might do all this research and then mess up the timing because you're going, from one time zone to the other. And I think this is really great that Midwood ended up getting this high because we actually loved our food there, and it blew our minds because we did not expect that from a sit-down barbecue spot. Next is Naaman's. I think this creeped up because, again, the meat and the sides were all pretty decent. Sometimes you want to just kind of stay in the middle of the field as a barbecue restaurant because you don't want it to be too bad, or your meat be too good and your sides are not great, or your sides are great but your meat's not good. I said earlier that the sides are important, but at the end of the day, the meat has a little bit more pull when it comes to overall rankings. Next is the smoke pit, which is really fair. The best thing about the smoke pit was the chicken, and I'll talk more about that a little later. Next is Big Bob Gibson. I didn't have a lot of, hope because they're known for their white sauce, but this looks pretty, this is pretty expected. I really like their pecan pie, which is also great dessert. Give them some shout outs, in the South. You probably won't miss on dessert. They're going to put butter, sugar, cream, all that good stuff in it. So you probably won't get let down there. But that's what I remember of Big Bob Gibson and their cube-like brisket, I believe. It was weirdly shaped. So that's that. Next is Skylight Inn. There's a lot of history here. It was one of the first barbecue spots, in the South. And they're known for their pork, which is whole hog barbecue. Got to put respect on their name. I personally just didn't think there was enough flavoring, and their sides were pretty basic and, in my opinion, kind of mediocre. But again, they have a lot of history behind their processes, and they are a whole hog barbecue, which you should also, experience that type of barbecue if you're looking to have more of a palate when it comes to the different types of barbecue. And lastly, it's Buc-ee's coming in last. It's a gas station. Elias's ratings are pretty harsh. As you see, I probably wouldn't have given it that low, but when he's on his own, it will be the truth and nothing but the truth. It might be a little harsh, so take that with a grain of salt. It is just a gas station barbecue, so you aren't going to miss out on a lot. But I would still go if you're in the South and you run by one. It's a pretty cool experience, and there's a lot of fun snacks in there. So I'm so happy to give you the final barbecue rankings. Let me know what you think and if there's any surprises. But I really hope you guys end up going to some of these places because I am so curious to see what y'all think. All right, y'all, here are the final fried food rankings. I am so proud of this list as well. The barbecue shine, but you cannot forget about fried food when you go through the South. First is Hattie B's, y'all. I think I gave it perfect 10. Maybe 1 9 on something, maybe presentation, but this chicken is sent straight from heaven. Period. That's all I'm going to say. Y'all saw the chicken. We got every kind. We got the strips, we got the wing, we got the breast, we got the thigh, everything. The leg, like, it's all good. So you can't go wrong there. And of course, the sides were made with love. Big B's fish joint. Woo! This was amazing. That catfish, it was more of an upscale restaurant. That chef knew what he was doing with that catfish. Everything, the breading, the way it was fried was perfect. Also, their triple chocolate cake at the end. I was supposed to share it with Elias, but by the time I remembered I told him that, it was gone. Period. Sorry. Get in when you can. Next is Gus's famous fried chicken. This, like I said, reminded me of the fried chicken I was eating growing up. That recipe is someone's grandma's recipe, and it is still great. It is simple. It's to the point. The sides are simple to the point. So I can see why it was in the middle of the playing field. JR Crickets. Ooh, I am so happy I gave their lemon pepper wings a chance. I normally don't like lemon pepper, but if you go to this restaurant, please get lemon pepper and get them wet. Yo, your life will change. I'm like a hot or buffalo or even like a garlic parmesan girl. Those lemon peppers wings are the best you can get at that restaurant. So if you swing by there, you're in Atlanta, go to this spot, the original JR Crickets, and get the wet lemon pepper. Soulfish Cafe. You know what? Memphis was really fun, and I really enjoyed having the Gus's famous fried chicken when we were there. Soulfish Cafe kind of fell short. We had Big B's in Atlanta, and I don't know, like, that restaurant blew me out the park. I would, like, again, go there if you're in Atlanta. But Soulfish Cafe was pretty, standard. We had the catfish dip, which I've never had a catfish dip, which was really new, but I prefer just my catfish fried fillet, which was fine. Like I said, not anything groundbreaking, and I can see why it was towards the bottom. But I think I do remember their sweet tea hitting, so, gotta give them something. And lastly, the Princess Hot Chicken. We had this in Assembly Hall in Tennessee. It was not a standalone restaurant, and that might have contributed to its score, but I think their flavor is great. Their medium is actually hot. Hattie B's medium was bearable. I don't know if it was the day or the person making our fried chicken, but it was a little less medium than I would expect, but Prince's medium is a true medium. So even though they did not wow us and they ended up in last place, I would try their standalone restaurant if they have one, and, give them a try. I know just Hattie B's dominates down there, so, again, try both, but the one thing I remember about Prince's is their heat does not play, which is really important. I'm not going to knock them on that. But there you go. The final fried food rankings. All right, y'all. I wanted to show y'all my absolute favorite top 3 specific meals or specific things about a meal that I loved. And then I'm also going to do honorable mention. So first, I want to shout out Henry Smokehouse sweet potato casserole. They label that as a side. I'm telling you, as someone that loves sweets, that side is a dessert. I loved it so much that I got it again for dessert. It is like, I've never tasted anything so perfect as a sweets addict. But I just wanted to shout that out. Top 3 things that I loved about the the items we ate on the trip. Hattie B's swept the floor. I believe I gave them all 10. Like I said, I might have given one category 9, but when you have the presence, the texture, the flavor, the experience, all just top tier, that gives you bragging rights. That puts you on top. I'm going to, stand tall and say y'all need to go to Hattie B's, specifically in Tennessee. I know they have them around the South now in other states, but I'm speaking about Nashville. Hattie B's was some of the best fried chicken I've ever had in my life. Thirdly, the Big B's fish joint. I am so glad we found Big B's because, again, it was more of a sit down, but their chef knew how to make some fried chicken. It was great. It was some of the best, fried chicken, fried catfish. It was some of the best fried catfish I've ever had, and aspects of like a chef really curating like the best type of experience you could have with a piece of fried catfish. Like, I'm just used to like State Fair catfish, random shack on the side of the road catfish, but having a chef inspired catfish, I don't know how to explain it, y'all. I might be rambling, but it was just too good. And I wish I could, Uber Eats that from Atlanta right now. Now I want to move into honorable mentions. This smoke pit. It fell kind of short in the overall barbecue rankings, but that chicken, whew, I've never had such a smoked chicken. The skin on that chicken had so much flavor. Skin flavor, like, and the meat in that chicken was so tender and juicy. Shout out to Smoke Pit, y'all. Y'all perfected a barbecue chicken because, like, sometimes if you get the skin right, the meat's dry. If the meat's dry, then sometimes the skin, like, kind of falls and, like, gets all, like, kind of wet. And no, that skin stuck to that chicken, was perfectly, like, crispy, had a bunch of flavor. So shout out to Smoke Pit for perfecting y'all's chicken. Lastly, JR Cricket's lemon pepper wings. They turned me into a lemon pepper wing girly. And that's a lot because like I said, I do not like lemon pepper. But their lemon pepper wet wings changed my life, and I'm going to be more open with my wing flavor, especially getting lemon pepper. So shout out to JR Crickets for holding down the lemon pepper wet, because my mind is hard to change, and y'all changed it and changed my wing order forever. And I'm going to put respect on that.
Beneath the old willow, where we carved our names, you held my hand, and nothing felt the same. Promise forever, just me and you. Through every storm, our love would pull us through. Forever us, in moonlight or rain, in fields of wildflowers, through joy and pain, hand in hand, on this road we roam. I only want you, in this heart you're my home. Look who it is. Years have flown by, but your smile never fades. In every sunset, I see your face. You turned our small town into our grand stage. With every passing hour, we pen another page. Our kids are growing, reflections of us. In their eyes, I see the promise and the trust. They remind me each day of the love we've grown. Roots deep and strong, they've made our house a home. Forever us, in moonlight or rain, in fields of wildflowers, through joy